My name is Jen Miller. I am the author of The Jersey Shore, Atlantic City to Cape May, but I am 100% a Phillies fan. As my father says, I was born under the sign of the World Series. I was born in July of 1980, and the Phillies won a World Series 3 months later. It's been a long road being a Phillies fan. I can still remember where I was when Mike Schmidt hit his 500th home run. I was in the side yard. I was with my dad and my brother. We were practicing off the tee. Because obviously we played baseball. I didn't play softball as a kid. I played baseball until I was 9 years old. We had a radio outside, and every time Mike Schmidt came up to bat, we'd run inside and watch. And I remember when he hit the home run, everybody was screaming, crying. Everybody was so excited when Mike Schmidt hit that home run and pumped his fist like this. It's one of my favorite Phillies memories. I was at the series in 1993. Go Phillies! Woo! I was at the series in '93. I was 13 years old. I had all of my appropriate gear and a pin and a hot chocolate mug. I went with my older brother. It was the first time we ever went to a game not sitting with our parents. My dad was in another seat where he could see us. We were on the third baseline. It was an amazing experience, even though they lost. My father, Bob Miller, was actually part of the team that built Citizens Bank Park. He was in charge of the construction. So we've had a seat at opening day every year since Citizens Bank Park would be open. I was even there this year, even though I had just run a 10-mile race the day before, and I was very sore and very tired. I was still there, and I still cheered on the Phillies. So on Wednesday, I was flying down to Tampa, Florida for a writers' conference. It just so happened that, of course, the World Series was starting that night. And I flew down through the Atlantic City International Airport, and there was one flight leaving that morning, and everybody in the airport was wearing red. There were so many fans there who were flying down to Tampa, which doesn't have that great of a stadium, to watch the game. And once the seatbelt sign went off, everybody was in the back of the plane hanging out, telling stories, asking where their seats were. I got offered tickets a few times. I personally did not get a ticket to the series, but there's actually a group in Tampa called the Tampadelphians. They are Philadelphia sports fans based in Tampa. Yes, Philadelphia sports fans based in Tampa. They get together for every Eagles game. They have at least 100 people. But for the series, they obviously had a special meeting. And so we all hung out together for the first two games. We were cheering, we were screaming. Anybody staying at the hotel was wondering what the heck was going on. But they were great fans. We had a great time. And you can really find Phillies fans anywhere. I'm a writing instructor at Rutgers Camden on top of being an author and a freelance writer. And since the Phillies made the World Series, I have worn Phillies gear every night to teach. I've worn this jersey. I wore my special vintage 1983 t-shirt that I found at an antique shop in Cape May. I have an Utley shirt. I have a J-Roll Steel company, S-T-E-A-L company, that my younger brother, when he was 18 years old, convinced somebody to give him because it was like the under 14 gift. It doesn't fit him anymore, so now I have it. Even though I'm not that much older than my students, I still wear the Phillies gear, and every time I walk in wearing it, they cheer because they're all wearing it too. In my home office, I have Phillies memorabilia everywhere. I have nesting dolls, I have bobbleheads, I have that big foam finger thing that doesn't make any sense to own. It's in my office. I even painted my office Phillies blue. So I don't think you can get much bigger of a fan. This jersey was bought for me for Christmas by my sister because in all the time that I've been a Phillies fan, I could never buy a jersey. So now I have one and I wear it as much as I possibly can.